our channel. So, before I go to today's topic, let me give you few sentences, and these are: number 1, I have to meet my friend today. We have to take care of our health. We must finish the project by this week. And the last sentence is: I must pay a visit to my aunt as she is very sick. Yes, so I have uttered sentences with have to, with must. And the topic for today is: you must do what you have to do. Yes, you have heard it right. You must do what you have to do. Now, if you have to do something, it is necessary for us to do it. It's a law, an obligation, or a fact. Is it confusing? Okay, let's see this with an example. For example, you have to get a visa if you wish to go to Switzerland. The second example. According to our agreement, we have to send these orders today to our client. And the third example. I have to go to the doctor today late evening. Again, if we must do something, it is necessary for us to do it. But this is often our opinion or a rule that we have made ourselves. Yes, let's see. Again, here are a few examples. So, for example, I must remember to buy a birthday card for Ankita today. Now, we must see and not have to in formal written notices or rules that an organization has made itself. For example, all the students must be at the examination hall 15 minutes before the exam starts. Again, we can often use either have to or must in a sentence. But there is a big difference in meaning between don't have to and mustn't. If you don't have to do something, it means it isn't necessary to do it. But we can do it if we want. Confusing? Let's see this with an example. For example, you don't have to finish the report today. Tomorrow will be fine. On the other hand, if we mustn't do something, it means don't do it. Here, it is necessary not to do it. For example, employees mustn't send passwords through emails. Number 2, I mustn't make any mistakes this time. Now we shall move on to form. Yes, we use have to or must plus name without to in forms. Now, must is the same form of all. That is, I, you, he, she, it. With I, you, he, she, we use must. But on the other hand, have to changes to has to in some cases. Now, in which cases does it change? It changes when we have he, she, it. Now let me move on to forms. Yes, there are different forms. So first of all, we will see the first form, and that is the positive form. Yes. So in positive form, we have examples such as: Catherine has to get up at 6 every day in order to get to work. Number 2, you must drive more carefully or you will have an accident. Now I am coming to the negative form. Yes, we have seen the positive form and now the negative form. Again, the negative form with an example. So, the first example. You don't have to take a towel. The swimming pool provides it. They are expecting us to call, so we mustn't forget. Yes, so you have seen in the negative form we are having not, whereas in the positive form we are not having any words with not. Now we have come to the third form. Yes, so before I move on to the third form, what is the first form? The first form is the positive form. The second form, the negative form. And the third form, can you guess what is it? Yes, so the third form is the question form. Yes, you have heard it right. Question form. So, it is possible to ask questions here with the usage of must plus the subject matter. But it is much more common to use do or does plus the subject matter plus have to. Yes, once again I am repeating it for you. Do or does plus the subject matter plus have to. For example, do I have to come to the meeting tomorrow? And the next example, must I come to the meeting tomorrow? Yes, you can see here the same question has been asked in two different ways with the usage of do, does, must, and yes, have to, with the usage of do, does, must, and yes, have to. Now, after we have seen the forms, let me move on to the future and the past form. Yes, after the three forms, we have the fourth form here, and that is the future and the past form. So, there is no future or past form of must. Yes, remember, for the word must, we don't have a future or a past form. We use will have to for something that will happen later and had to for something that happened earlier. Yes, instead of must, we use will happen to that will happen later in the future, and something that happened earlier we use had to. If you are confused, let's see this example. For example, it's too late now. You will have to talk to Seema tomorrow. The second example, all the trains are cancelled, so we had to get a taxi. And the third example, do you have to write it all again? So, after we have finished all the forms, we have with us today is have got to. Yes, we have one more thing here, and that is have got to. So, here we sometimes use have got to instead of have to, but both mean the same. For example, you have got to get a visa if you want to go to Switzerland. The second example, have you got to send the orders today? So with this, I have come to the end of today's topic, and that is you must do what you have to do. And before I wind up, just to remind you once again, don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you.